You know, usually people celebrate Throwback Thursdays. Here we like to celebrate Throwback Tuesdays with some Taco Tuesdays as well. The band is back together. We're going to make some money. We're going to go ahead and throw some lottos as well. And we're going to hang out with you because we're grateful to hang out with y'all. And now you're going to head up and watch live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
What's up? I guess. Oh, there's Mitch. Okay, cool. He like turned off his camera, so I was like, all right, maybe he'll be back in a little bit. Maybe he went to go get some OJ. I assume you still drink OJ.
Oh, of course. I mean,
Pinky's
come on,
up
man.
still,
Pinky's
too.
up, baby. It's the only way.
Let me go ahead.
No, the funny part is, like, literally, you can catch me on the street if I'm probably drinking OJ. This is my pinky's up, bro.
There you go. There you go. Fancy stuff. I love it.
BRB, 1 sec.
All right, cool. Well, he's gone. Let me go ahead
What's
and share
up,
my
dude?
charts. I'm good, man. The weather here in Atlanta, if the folks are in Atlanta, you kind of know the weather isn't the prettiest out here. We were just talking about my travel. So I'm really hoping flights don't get canceled today so that I don't get screwed tomorrow. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. I'm in the future gang now. So, you know, matter of fact, right before we went live, I kind of traded some futures here at the 1600s on the MNQ. By the way, this is not real money. It's you know, props, so just full disclosure there. But we're close. We're close to completing our challenge, but nonetheless, took some contracts here at the 16,000 level, sold them for about 11 points up top, give or take. So now we kind of wait to see what happens. Of course, we'll also be paying attention to the the E-mini S&P 500 index futures as well. We'll see how that kind of wants to react over 4550, kind of chopping around there, trying to figure out which way it wants to go. Of course, lighter volume right this week because the rich folks are not working. But of course, here we are, right? Haven't made it rich yet, but that's kind of what we've got. NVIDIA 500 yesterday, it went ahead and crossed it, had a beautiful play here to the upside. And now you can see you have resistance. So you had after hours resistance here at 506, and then pre-market again that same 506 level. So I've marked that off. We'll go ahead and set our alerts. And you know what, chat, if you've been here for a minute today, you're going to deal with my alerts. It is what it is. It's Throwback Tuesday. And now you can see it kind of went, tested 500, came back. So I'm going to go ahead and see how it wants to behave. If we go ahead and go to the daily, matter of fact, if I go to the 4 hours, you can see that we're not at all-time highs because I believe you had pre-market action here that took it all the way up here and then you kind of came back down. But you've also got earnings, I believe, tomorrow. So right there, you see it, you got earnings today, it looks, after market close. So we'll see how that ends up reacting there. But that's kind of pretty much it. One play that I was looking for yesterday, man, I didn't really get it, was Microsoft over 380 with the whole open AI. Hey, we're going to switch CEOs like his musical chairs. They didn't really have anything above 380. You see here, even in pre-market, it tried to get above 380, couldn't. So that's one stock that I'm definitely going to keep an eye on to see if Microsoft wants to pop above 380 so we can go ahead and play this one to the upside. But those are the main things that I'm kind of checking out. What's been up with you? What are you rocking?
I'm rocking a little still short some Disney out there. I'll share my screen in just a second here.
Very good. In the meantime,
so I've been short a little Disney action lately. I actually added to this position yesterday because the market just felt like it wanted to keep going, baby. And I'm just trying to add into this position because I feel like at the end of the day, Disney's going to turn around at some point. Their earnings aren't doing great. I mean, Disney Plus is a complete bust in my eyes. And then overall, like the parks are going to struggle next year. I think this is just kind of a lift with the market move, and that's okay. That can happen all the time, right? I mean, markets can lift even all tides. So Disney definitely up here. Just going to continue to watch to see if it doesn't get over yesterday's high of, let's say, 95.59. I got 94.97. And then I also added to XLE yesterday as that was coming back here. So looking for oil to come right back down today. We'll see what happens on that one. And then overall, still holding a little bit of American Airlines, looking for the gap fill up there towards 1350s. Are you flying American by any chance, my friend? Because
Delta.
Delta. All right.
Yeah.
So those.
Yeah.
The
I'm in
three.
Atlanta. You can't. It's like illegal to not fly Delta if you're in Atlanta.
That is
you
the
know?
It's
main
three,
hub, isn't it?
Yeah.
three airlines, man. American, Delta, United. Those are
United.
the three top boys. I wish
Yeah.
there was an ETF that just had those three. I would literally buy it. And so
Yeah.
that's why if there's anybody out there, and I know that tons of people listen to this show. So Matthew Tuttle, if you want to make the better airline ETF, there you go. For people out there like that, I would make an ETF with just those three. That's not a bad outlook there.
Dude, Delta, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
when the last time you may have been to Hartsfield. But like you have two, terminals. You have South and North. North is everything. Delta is just South. So like there's just one terminal for Delta, and it's
That's
South.
how it is in Detroit. There's one terminal for all the airlines, and then there's McNamara for Delta. It's just Delta.
It's like a buffet of everybody else. And I'm like, all right, cool. Simple enough, easy enough.
So we'll see what happens with that one today, right? And can, of course, the stocks continue lifting as they definitely are oversold, overbought. But at this point, it doesn't matter. The big boys is driving the market. And this just goes to show you that sometimes when we're getting these big down action and market corrections, a lot of the times some people go for like the digging into the trash kind of looks. But really, the higher quality names is where the big money rotates to. And specifically in this case, it was tech. And you guys can see they've been grinding it higher. So they took that opportunity of a market correction to buy up these tech names. And then now you're seeing it continue to rip and rip, whether it be NVIDIA, Microsoft, whether it be Google, whether it be even AMD, Intel. They're definitely in the chip makers. Now the only question is, what happens from here on out, right? Will we continue to see this Q4 rally hold and continue into the next year? Some people are seeing it like that. And the only question is, can it hold into at least, let's say, maybe the Santa Claus rally? I feel like it's a little bit too much too soon. So we'll see when that happens, when it does turn around. But for right now, the bulls can't be stopped. Let's go to Ryan. Let's get his outlook on stocks. Let's get his outlook on the SPY. And then, of course, we can go to some of those smaller names in the chat. Like always, guys, smash the like. We'll talk a little bit about a great deal that Trade the Pool has to offer coming up. What's up, Ryan? What you looking at?
I know I shared my charts this time, so I know it's working there. So real quick here with the SPY is I know you were just talking about the Qs and all that. SPY moving higher here. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't even be surprised. Despite being bearish, I wouldn't even be surprised if we retest 460 up here. To me, as far as time frame goes, looks like we might get a sell-off middle. Let's call it early to the middle of December. At least I think we would be primed for one. I mean, if we take a look at the RSI, we're pretty hot up here. We're definitely extended. And if we come back here on the SPY, look for this gap to fill down to 440 as we continue to leak back in. Now, when is that going to happen? I don't know. I've been bearish since right down here. So I've literally been dead wrong. But I'm not staying wrong with my positions. I'm kind of waiting because I do think eventually this is going to turn around. Now, the one thing that I do have here is I still have some SQQQ in my main account. I have a very small amount. I only have 100 shares. And basically at this point, it's forcing me to track this on a day in, day out basis. I think there's going to be a larger move here in some of the Qs, but until I actually feel that move is imminent, I'm not going to size into it because I don't want to stay wrong, right? I don't want to stay on the wrong side of a moving train here. Now we'll see where this goes. The other thing that I wanted to see is, does this actually turn into rotation into smaller cap stocks? If we look at the IWM here, tech is extremely extended. IWM is basically at the middle of this channel that we've been in since April of last year. There's really not a whole lot going on here. It's just back and forth here, and we're kind of in no man's land. We're kind of in the middle here. So I want to see if tech does sell off. Do we actually trade up on IWM? Do we stay in this range, or do we maybe even break out of this range? For me, I would say for these small cap stocks to really get going, interest rates need to start coming in. I don't see that happening. The market's telling you that the Fed rate hikes are done, but I don't think that means that rate cuts are imminent. I think on the earliest, we probably get cuts as late 2024. I think 2024 might be a lean year for the market, but we'll see. 13 saying, yep, early mid-deck and Avago earnings might lead the way. There you go. So there's another potential catalyst for you, 13. Let's see if this actually materializes. I know we're both kind of watching some of the same thing there. So we'll see what we end up getting here. Let's flip over to the movers tool. I know I don't have a lot of time here. And Zune, did you already go? Did you already talk about stocks that you're...
I did already go,
okay.
but you know me, I can go round 2 anytime.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that your first day back here, you're not getting squeezed out. I'm not trying to be a jerk here.
He didn't get the joke. We've been so out of practice. It's okay. I'll keep doing it again.
Okay, sorry. Not as sharp as I should be here this morning, Zunid. I saw Rustam earlier in the chat talking about Kraken. I know that this is one of those penny stocks. I really don't see what's going on here. I don't see any fresh news. I don't really see a chart set up. Not really sure what the deal here is on Kraken. I'm completely going to pass on this one. As far as some smaller stocks that are moving here, ANGH, this is Angami. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I probably didn't, but in any case, this is gapping up here. We actually did get prints above 3. There was a news catalyst here. OSN Group announces up to $50 million in cash investment in Agami. And will invest in Agami at a valuation of $365 a share. Following closure of transaction, OSN Group will own a majority stake. So it looks like they're buying at about $365. Maybe that's what's driving this here. Some decent volume. If we take a look at some of the volume numbers, on average, the stock is barren wasteland. It trades about 27,000 shares on average, already at 6.5 million here today. So let's see what happens when the market actually opens. I don't feel very confident that this is going to go in either direction. So let's wait for the technicals to tell us what direction it's going to move before we end up trading this, but this should give us some action here today. Next on the list is going to be ABVC. This is one that we should all be familiar with. We've taken a look at this one off the relative volume scanner quite a bit. We did have a pop here in the pre-market on volume. This took us up to about 226. If we take a look at the news here, we did get a patent for an ADHD treatment, which is a $32 billion market. That seems to be what's driving this. Again, let's see if we can reclaim the VWAP when the market actually opens. I want to see what the volume looks like when the regular session is here. Looking at the volume here, on average, stock trades about 2.1 million shares. We're already at 2.3 here today. Should be pretty decent. Let's see what happens when this opens. If this gets completely rejected at the VWAP and trades down, you might see the volume kind of dry up and have no action here. If that's the case, I think your only play at that point is to put it on your watch list and see if you get that volume to expand later in the session. Otherwise, this might just be kind of a wasted play here today. CNTB, this one also popping here. This has had a nice couple of days here. I have traded this one before. It's never really gone well for me. Some decent volume here. Do we have any news on CNTB? Yes, we did. They announced an exclusive licensing and collaboration agreement in Greater China. Strikes a deal with SimCare in China with a potential for $141 million payout. I don't know. I don't really think that this is a great catalyst here, but it's moving the stock. We'll see if this trades up here. It's at least worth noting. Shot. You guys, yesterday, I believe there were a group of people in here yesterday talking about Shot. It had a nice big run yesterday, a nice little retrace to the VWAP, and then gave you another move later on in the day. Let's see what happens here with Shot today. We did get 5 prints and a little bit higher here in the pre-market. We've really kind of come back in. Now you see us bouncing right up to that VWAP. Let's see what happens when the market opens. One of the things that I definitely want to see are volume levels that are close, if not greater than yesterday. If we don't get big volume, the momentum in this name might be done, and it might be time to come back down towards the 3 handle. We'll see. Unsure on which way this one's going to go, but I know a lot of you were looking at Shot yesterday, so maybe you'll be able to take your shot here today. Who knows? And then, of course, AI. AI up a little bit here. Let's see if we actually get this bounce and perhaps a fill up towards this 3130 level. This had news yesterday. We talked about this in the happy hour yesterday. This was trading lower following a report suggesting the company cut jobs. So AI doesn't really make a lot of money. The prevailing thought here is that this pretty much had its run because it had the right ticker, right? Had ticker AI during an AI craze. but I don't really think that this is a great company here. Really did pound the lows here at about 27.5 yesterday. We're up just over $1, about $1.50 here this morning. Let's see if we get a continued bounce here. That's all I got for you, Zunaid.
All right. Appreciate you. Got a couple of questions in the chat. First off, I appreciate the love. I see all of y'all, and I do thank you for it. I am grateful for it. Someone asked, I guess they may have come in a little bit late, so they didn't get a chance to hear us talk about it. OpenAI is not the only company where you kind of have individuals bouncing around. So, unfortunately, there was a coup. Mitch is out. I am in. And we will see. Maybe tomorrow, like OpenAI, you might get another switch at the helm. I'm not sure. Maybe in 2 minutes. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. No, all jokes aside, no, Mitch is still here. He's just kind of doing his thing. He does a show, pre-market preps. He's got to get a little bit of a break. He'll be back here in a few moments. I miss you guys. I'm grateful for you guys. So with Thanksgiving here, figured we should hop back on, get the band together one more time and lose money in a happy manner. Let's see what else we've got. So I am back in here, by the way. So we took 25 contracts on the NASDAQ Micro E-mini, and we made money on it, right? We showed that earlier to you guys, and now we're back in with 15 contracts. But again, full disclosure, this is a challenge. This is an eval. This is not real money. So don't want to mislead anybody. I said that at the beginning, but I'm going to say it again just in case anybody is joining us for the first time. You've got my stop losses set right there. Another stock that we've talked about was if we can get NVIDIA above 506. It's been a minute. I don't know if it's going to get there today, but if it does, we'll keep an eye on it. And of course, you've also got 380 pop on Microsoft right there as well. Nothing really for me on the oil side in terms of the light crude oil futures. Maybe if it pops above 78.50, we'd be interested. But for now, it looks to be holding this level of 77. So if you're looking to go long, you'd have a stop loss of, I'd say, about maybe 50 cents. You could maybe have it around 76.80 or so. And of course, you can have a little bit of resistance right above here. So that's kind of the range that you're in my opinion. So either you can try to play the range or you can wait for the break above 77.83 and see if you can get a knock on the 78.50 side of things. But we've got about 1 minute or less, about a minute or less. So we'll see what's happening. Jack says AMD looking nice for the short side. Let's take a look at AMD. I definitely like the resistance here at 122. So we'll go ahead and pop that up there. I'm not sure where I would. You can short if it breaks the 120s, which is the low of yesterday, and then maybe you can take it all the way to around about 119, give or take. It's not bad. Let's see. Let's see if we get a nice little pop on the NQ. We can watch it together. Matter of fact, let's be degenerates. Here's the 1 second. And we'll see if we quickly make 500 on the challenge or not. The bell is there. Good luck, folks.
You might even get NVIDIA potential short setup on a rollback through 500 to the downside.
All right, let's go and see what's going on NVIDIA here. Obviously, it's a little bit of a different type of stock compared to the futures, no question. All right, watching the 1 second gives me anxiety, so I'm going to go back to the 15. All right, let's see.
Let's see how we do at the open here. ANGH trying to go up early on here. Let's see.
Trading about 220.
Yep. See if we can move through that VWAP on ANGH.
What's the spread on that right now?
I got 1 cent, 2 cents.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
1 to 2 cents on ANGH.
Not bad. Not bad. Looks like my stop was executed, so I am out of the futures trade. Did take an L there. So, which probably brings me to about down $26 on the day.
SQQQ, nice little pop here out of the gate. Still long that 100 shares just to kind of track. I don't think this is necessarily the start of the big move, so I'm not going to add just yet. Amazon straight down out of the gate here.
No kidding. To the downside we go. Now, let's see if we get a bounce on Amazon. I'm not going to trade it, but let's see if we get a bounce at this 142.22 area, or if it's going to try to curl back above the 143.58.
ANGH, a little bit of size here at 215. That would be the first step towards moving higher here if they can take that out. Been weak since the open, though.
For Palantir, if you're into the whole AI situation and believe it's going to break out, keep an eye on 2160. If If it does get above, you might face some resistance here at the 21.38, says you that's the previous close. And you also had some resistance yesterday on that. But if it clears 21.60, it could be interesting to swing some calls if that's the type of life you like to live.
AI continuing to bounce here. We'll see if that actually ends up filling that. And GH still beneath that 215.
AI, by the way, you've got earnings on AI, so if you want to play the run up, you possibly can. It's about a few weeks out, but AI was it 23? Yeah, so it's 23.33. That was just a beautiful base for like a week and a half or so, and it just has continued to go. Now you've got resistance at the 32. So I'd say 30 and 32 are the two spots that I see resistance in terms of AI coming up next. 500 for NVIDIA once again. Trying to close above it. You had buyers step in the past 3 minutes. So the market here's where I'm kind of seeing, right? Here's the consolidation so far in the past hour or so on the future side, at least. That's kind of what I've got.
What is going on in oil? Because, man, I'm seeing XLE come down now.
ABVC pushing through its VWAP here. This is one of the best movers so far, although this might be short-lived. I got VWAP at 195 here. Looking at just 2. Sorry, I had it on Trade the Pool, Mitch.
Oh, my bad. That's on me. That's on me.
All good, all good. We struggle with that all the time.
Let me adjust it there.
I'm going to get it on Pro, so it doesn't matter.
I'll adjust. I just got to adjust the Trade the Pool setup. We got Zunade back, so I got to adjust it.
This is actually not bad here.
See Kansas, there you go. Mitch is back.
Try some of this.
Told you he was just getting his little OJ.
ABVC, that high print in the pre-market was 225. We'll see if it gets going there. A little bit of size there at 210. They took it. Here we go on ABVC. All right, I'm gonna. It did 1,000 shares there in the prop. That's a nice little green on the screen. I'm thinking this comes back down. I'm thinking this gets rejected right up here at 225. Let me show you on the prop so you can actually see that real quick. I've got to do this one, right? I've got to remove
Give me
this.
1 second, sir. 1 second.
Jeez, Mitch.
He's
I have to update it, bro. I have to update it.
So I want to explain why I took that. We've been talking a lot about some of these quick moves here when we can get Trade the Pool up here. Here, I'm just going to do solo. All right. So basically what we're looking for here is a push away. I did a market entry again, didn't get a great fill. As soon as we got that pop on that volume flow, I took it out. All right. So we booked some, let's see what we got there. Booked there just about $100. The 10 cents is what I ended up getting filled when we were done there. Right. So we just got a nice little 10-cent move there. I was literally, as the move was happening, I'm saying, hey, let's see if we get rejected here at 225. We might get another chance to reload. Lo and behold, look what's happening here. This thing all the way back down to 2. We saw this a lot yesterday with some of these smaller names where they give you this pop and then they come back in. Play that. Use that to your advantage. That's exactly what we did here. Nice little buffer built on ABVC. Got some green on the screen. Looking for something else now. All right, Mitch. Now, before I screw this up, let's see if I just do this. Bang. Okay, and if I do this, bang. And, oh, that's you behind it, though. I see. So if I do this, there we go. I got it, Mitch. I got it.
Yeah, I just had to set it up there.
Yep, I got it.
Adjust it. And it still is not pretty. You can see Zunade's a little bit bigger than Ryan and I.
Actually, that's mine. That's mine and mine. So if I do this.
No, I'm talking about our camera. Our camera's on the left-hand
gotcha.
side here.
Okay.
I just got to adjust it, but I'm not stressing it, guys. Now, I did want to let you guys know there is a special going on right now, guys. Buy one, get one free. Well, you might have to go check out Trade the Pool, of course, if you guys want to check out that buy one, get one free special. So I'll go ahead and I'll throw up the link right here. Of course, it's always in the description below. But wanted to give you guys the insight that right now they got a buy one, get one free here going. What I like about this is that, let's say, if there was any day that you might want to get it, it's the day that you can get one free, right? So this is just for only this week, guys. Black Friday special here coming from Trade the Pool. Check it out, team.
AUPH, wow. Does anyone know what's going on here? We didn't see any news. This is just moving on good volume flow here. AUPH. Nice little break through that 940. We'll see if this sets up here. I'm a little late to this one. AUPH. Let's actually fix up my thing here. Get some order flow. There we go.
All right, guys, doing good in my Disney and XLE trade. Those are up almost a point on XLE. Yeah, over a point on XLE. And I'm just watching Disney right now.
SQQQ off the highs here now. Be interesting to see if the Qs bounce here, if tech bounces.
Oh, by the way,
weak.
never mind. I'll
You're good, man. Take control.
Well, no, I was just curious because I was reading the chat and a couple of things I missed. Someone talked about butter chicken. There's a funny story behind that one recently. But Ryan, they asked if you've tried the Faloona.
No, I have not had the Faloona yet. I know it's very close to my namesake here. Have not had it yet. I do feel bad about that, honestly, but no, haven't had it yet.
It's very good.
You've had it, right?
Yeah.
Explain to me what is it like? What is something else that I might? What are some flavor profiles like?
Oh man.
Yeah, put on your Food Network hat and explain it to me.
So here's what it looks like, right?
No, I've seen what it looks like. That I can just Google.
Yeah. I would say it's
delicious.
kind of like it's kind of like a little bit of ice cream with like man, I don't know how to describe it. Like ice cream with like chocolate milk, maybe a float.
I mean, that sounds really effing good, dude. It's like not what I need right now.
I don't know, chat. Let me know. Maybe a float is the closest thing that I can think of. A lot of textures for sure, and of course you can add like Jello to it or whatever you want to do, but a lot of different things that you can have fun with.
SGD to the highs here, guys. SGD. This has got some mo here. Let's see where this is going. Not in it. ANGH really kind of holding in here right along its VWAP. Tuna, I'd like to know what you think about your 3-minute chart MACD setup here on ANGH. It looks like if it moves through here, it wants to go. It's doing a good job holding it so far.
What's up, Bali? Good to see you as well. Lynn says butter chicken tonight in my honor. Yes, please enjoy that. Quick story on that. I had gone on a date and she had never had Indian food. And I was like, all right, I'll ruin your life. No problem. Let's do it. So we grab Indian food. We're having a great time. She's like, yeah, do you want to continue hanging out at my place? And I was like, we just had Indian food. Absolutely not. I'm going back to my place. You go to yours and we will reconvene. But Indian food.
I got to say that is
the stories that Zunaid comes up with. This guy right here.
I'm just saying.
Let me just make sure I understand. She asked you if you guys wanted to continue hanging at her place, and your brilliant response was no.
Yes. Listen, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, and I was not going to make a good impression with Indian food in my belly. I know my body. You know what I mean?
You should have asked her at least how many bathrooms she has. You never know, man. She might have extra ones. But
look, she wasn't like Lil Wayne where she had 10 bathrooms so she could poop all day.
She wasn't like Lil Wayne.
That's a lyric. It's a lyric, I got 10 bathrooms. I could shit all day.
I would hope not. That's
and Kansas says soft. Listen, it's a family show. Don't make me go there.
Jeez. ANGH, by the way, going through the VWAP here. So ANGH, now I'm not in it. Seems a little slow. Last time it tried to do this, to reject. Look at all the wicks. It's rejecting right here on this 3-minute chart, but looks like it's starting to go. Sorry, I'm just trying to bring us back here, Zuned.
No, you're good. Somebody mentioned PLTR news.
CDIO is going too.
Whenever you get a chance, let's take a look at
AI names are getting a nice little spike. So I will mention that. So all AI names getting a little bit of a spike there. And Ryan would just pull it down and ruin the screen, but that's how it goes.
I like when Ryan gets blamed. It's nice. But by the way, I'm going to take a couple of quick lottos. I'm not exactly sure what the news is. I'm just going based on the action that I'm seeing. I did go ahead and purchase some 2150 calls expiring this week on PLTR. It's on my screen here. 2166 is what we're rocking. I'm in at 58 cents. Again, that is the 2150 calls expiring this week on PLTR. Just got a few as a lotto, complete lotto. If it goes to zero, that's perfectly fine. Now we go ahead and see, where is my, 1 moment, please.
All right, looking at Netflix for rejection here. I got caught yesterday on it, but I don't mind taking another short on it.
Let's see what we have.
The question is, do I want to take it now? 473 is kind of the levels that I'd look at there on Netflix, but DKS
Now,
also making a nice move. What are you seeing out there?
well, so Kansas have option plays again. This is just a
for
straight
heaven's
lotto,
sake.
right? Because you, while Ryan figures out,
I got it, dude. We're good. We out here.
There are a few things that I'm waiting for, right? Kansas, I'm waiting for the pop above 506. If we get the pop above 506 on NVIDIA, let me go ahead and take a look at a couple options, see what the open interest looks like. Maybe you can go ahead and play, if you wanted to rock with the 510 or so. But keep in mind, the reason I haven't played options on NVIDIA is because you have earnings. So they're kind of priced up a little bit more. And of course, the movement will still be there with Delta and all that. But it's just not my cup of tea. So I haven't traded NVIDIA options. I probably won't until after the report later on tonight. But main thing for me is also taking a look at Microsoft. Is it going to crack above the 380? If it does, I'd be interested in grabbing a couple of contracts, the weeklies, and playing those if we do go ahead and get a pop above there. I probably would grab the 180s. They're currently at 180 itself. I would grab the 380 calls. They're currently trading at 180 themselves. But if you're looking to swing something, if we can go ahead and get above, like I'd say a close of 290, 291 or so, I'd be interested in swinging some Q calls, maybe the 395s that expire, towards the end of December, and see if we get some type of Santa rally, quote unquote. Again, I'm not a big, swing trade or anything like that, but just a couple of options there. Palantir, though, this is why you don't want to go too heavy in it. And you want to have some lotto size. As you can see, it popped up and it came right back down. Looks like it had better chicken right before as well. Honestly, I just come back so my jokes that are so awful just shake Ryan's head. That's
I mean, it works though. I mean,
it does. I mean, I'm not wrong, right?
I'm looking at your charting, and then all of a sudden you drop some butter chicken reference in there, and I'm completely lost. I'm like, what does he do? By the way, ANGH here, real quick. I think this is how I go. Yeah. So ANGH, we talked about right before I took a step away. We talked about this moving through the VIA. We did get that, but it came back in here. Let's see if it holds a little bit of size here at the 226 on the offer. Now there's size on the ask. So let's see where ANGH goes here next. This might not be done. It's doing a good job not breaking down too. I think once you finally lose this 199, maybe 195 area, maybe that's probably over. But so far, looking all right here, ANGH.
All right, guys, trying to get short some Netflix. I'll let you guys know if I do get fills.
Let's see. Try another set.
All right, Staff Sergeant Ryan, good morning, my dude. Hopefully everything is well in your world. I think I missed the last time that you asked me about Boeing. We had a lot going on. I think I missed that, and I apologize for that. Looking at Boeing here today, I think the one thing that I'm noticing here, definitely heated run, right? We came off this 177. We got a pretty overcooked RSI here at 76.61. I think eventually this probably comes back. If we zoom in here and we take a look at the last time that Boeing really kind of took a break, we had a down day for 2 days, and it just rounded and took the next leg up here. So I guess this one did it at these EMAs. This next one here, just a little bit more extended. I think you're good in Boeing. To me, this is more of a long-term play, Boeing. I wouldn't add on these green candles. I'd maybe wait for a day where this was coming back in before you start adding to it. But otherwise, I think that this probably looks pretty good here. I think eventually maybe we break out at 240 here.
Let's see. All right, Palantir definitely said, screw you. I mean, just look at the big letdown there. Those contracts are probably down, 50%? Let's take a look. They are down 56%. So we grabbed 3 of them. We spent about $1.50. Now we are down $100 on those lottos. That is the way life is. Now, if you're Palantir long-term, if you've got swing contracts, you want to see if this 280 holds. But big pop on the news, and just a straight letdown.
AMD pretty weak here. I was taking a look at it for potentially going after it, but we'll see what happens with NVIDIA today. It might be a little bit of a shake there.
AUPH back to the highs here. That thing's kind of a rocket. Mitch's favorite stock, Burlington Stores, higher here.
Yeah, let's just say I hate it.
This is your favorite. We're up 30, almost $30 here, up 17.8% off the back of that earnings.
Should have been one of the best trades of the year. Instead, got stopped out at the top.
Right here, right? That's 230.
Yeah, 220 mark when it broke there. It had an earnings report that was atrocious, and it spiked on an earnings report. This is why I don't play earnings reports, because that's what can happen to you. Even a bad report can get the lift. That's exactly what it got out the gates. It stopped me out. And the very next, 3 months? It's been down since, what? I mean, this was at the beginning of the year. This was in March, guys. Pretty much it went down 50% from there. So should have been one of the best trades of the year, but didn't get it. And I'm annoyed now. Netflix not filling me here. But that's just how it goes sometimes. I had 473s out there. It didn't fill me when it went to 473s, and now no fill, and it's just leaking down. That's how it happens sometimes, team. I'll look to see if it bounces back, but for right now, no fill there for Netflix. I tried, just didn't get the fills.
Speaking of leaks, you've got it all over the market itself. You've got the SPY and the Qs just heading to the downside. NVIDIA now looking to test 500. It's currently at 505. And we'll see if the SPY wants to come back and test the 452.50, which it had as resistance and support yesterday. Let me go ahead and throw that up. There you go. Bada boop. So let me go ahead and draw a line so you can visually see what I'm talking about right there. So you had a breakout, support, 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 and then you had a continuation. Now we wait and see if we do go ahead and get that. So let's see that on the future side. We'll be right over here. So 45.45 is where that would be. We can try playing it. If it wants to come back in, we'll get it a little bit higher. There you go.
That's QQQ trying to break 16. I don't know if I'm going to go for that one today. It's cost me the last 2 days. Hasn't been big, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to go for that. It would take a lot to kind of short NVIDIA tonight, but part of me is like, can I make some money to maybe use that money tonight to take a shot at it? Bank of America coming down fast. So looking at financials in the red. The only sector in the green from the open is basic materials. Everything else red here. Complete opposite of what we got yesterday. So who knows?
Is anyone shocked by that? Are you shocked by the opposite of what yesterday was? I mean, we've seen that back and forth.
I mean, I am a little bit, because the truth is it's just been a bull run. We haven't really gotten much opposite action. So today to see all the sectors down is just interesting. But we'll see what happens. Good retail numbers, mixed bag in the retail. Some did well, some didn't. This morning, though, basic materials leading. For me, it's interesting to see technology now taking a hit. It's just how it goes sometimes, guys. We'll see if they actually bring this down or not, though, because it's small pullbacks. It's not really big hits, right? Technology is only down 0.5. If it gets down, let's say, over a full percent or into 2%, that's when I'd be like, okay, yeah, this is a complete let down. We'll see what happens. It could still rip higher.
SGD here, just an absolute monster move. This was the day trade of the day. So SGD really ripping here.
And you can see if you go back and just kind of chart the past couple of days, you had $4 as resistance. So you had support, broke down, resistance, and you have 250 that held a support yesterday and also held a support here today in the pre-market. And now it's above 4, trading at 427, 429, continuing its momentum to the upside. Let's see if you get a little bit of resistance here at the 450 level, or if it's just going to continue making its way to 5. 5 is the resistance level for me. So if I were to short, which I am not, I would wait to see if we can go ahead and tag 5 and maybe go ahead and scalp 25 cents or so on this one. Maybe you'll get it right back down. Let's see where VWAP is on this trade here. So it's 350. So
I've got my VWAP at 362. What do you have on TradingView? 350.
Let me. Sorry, it's populating again. Currently, I'd say 359 on the 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. So we're I've noticed that this is normal. We're separated by about 8 cents. I've noticed that with my TradingView and Trade the Pool as well. Nice trade, Crow. Actually, that's a good one. That was a nice move there on SGD. 285 to 415. Let's go. Go.
And then, of course, let's see what happens at 5. I'll set it there just for fun. Apple, 191. If you're looking to go short Apple, I think you got to wait till you break this 190.53, where it's currently found support.
Market's coming back here. Just be careful out there, team. At least Netflix is.
And there's NVIDIA on that bounce. Did it go all the way to 500? You bet your mama it did. Don't do that. But right over back down to 500. It bounces, and now we see if it gets above VWAP, which is around, what is it, 502.50s, 502.34s, give or take.
Voodoo, no, I haven't yet. I've asked and have not heard back yet. So, worst case, if I can't do the December trip, there will be one for the quarterly in early January. So there's a backup plan if I can't get this one to work. But I'll keep you posted on that. Still rolling through some of these tickers here. Shot kind of holding in here. Holding in higher from yesterday, up about 9%. Maybe VC hasn't done anything since that initial move. That's why you booked those gains. Let's
see if we can get here. Let's see if we want to ride this one all the way up there.
All right, so Best Buy bouncing a little bit here. Best Buy looks like this was trading. Now, Best Buy shares trading lower after the company lowered its FY24 guidance and said customer demand has been more uneven and difficult to predict. Although it is trading back up here. Maybe it closes that gap to 68. Currently at 66.22 on Best Buy. Seeing Tesla calls go off here. Tesla near the highs.
Here. Yes, Tesla is near the highs. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'd play this one. So I'd kind of just let it rock. No trade for me on this one, but it is going. You've got the NQ rocking and rolling as well a bit. Looking to have a couple of hammers. We're about 5 minutes away from this 15-minute candle close. We're back in some contracts. We are down, but again, it's just an eval. It's just a challenge. Baidu is struggling. Baidu, nice little spike up today. Currently up about 4 points, give or take. And again, we always talk about support and resistance here. Let's see if it lines up to the eye. It does. Let's see what it actually is. Not to the exact perfect, but you had resistance right here at this 114.57. And I'm just talking about this for the new folks that might be new to trading in the chat. Then you had, again, the same resistance here. Once it finally broke that resistance, it tested it, and it's so far holding on to it as support. So not exactly perfect because you do see that leak down just a bit, but still solid, still good enough. You've got triple M's. There's another trade. Oh, this is interesting. Let's see if this is the daily on it.
I think we might get some upside attempt here. The only question is, will it run into a fast wall? That's what I'm looking at. Q's already leaking here, so I'm going to put a starter on. Did I get it? No fill there. Damn it. Let me see if I get a little bounce there in Netflix. I was supposed to hit there 98, and then it went down really quickly to 74. So just looking to see what happens here on the Qs.
Someone said, looks like ZM is brewing.
Yeah, that's Zoom. That had earnings last night.
Indeed it did, and there you have it.
Oh, man. So I didn't even look at this since last night. It popped, bled everything back, and it is now leaking. Oh, man. And look at that chart. What a weak chart that is.
Yep.
Where are we at on the daily? Oh, man.
Down 13% from yesterday's highs, just to be clarified. What are you starting, buddy?
Netflix short. Netflix short, guys. Just a starter there. Finally got back to the 472.90s there. That's what I was looking for. I got it just as it clicked there. It was literally less than a second opportunity there. So
Mitch versus Jay, round one. Fight.
Pew, pew.
For what? I'd win every time.
Oh,
Damn.
Oh my goodness.
Jay, now me personally,
That's not a fight, man. I mean,
Oh
come
man,
on.
I'm not. Look,
it ain't a rivalry.
You're fighting your own battle now, Mitch. you on your own now.
You
I'm
set
not
it
even
up.
stepping in
I
the
just
way of
knocked him
that.
down.
It ain't a rivalry if only one side wins.
Stop talking about the Bears Packers like that.
Lol.
All right, we'll see what happens here on Netflix. Qs are coming down fast there. I want to add to this, but the Qs, the Susie Qs, will they break down now? All right, let's go ahead. Let's get a nice little pop above 473s, and then I can add here. Disney's up a pretty good amount. That's another reason why I'm taking the shot. A lot of times I see Disney and Netflix trade very similar. Disney's down a pretty good amount already. I'm almost up a full point there. When I get to a point, I'm going to take half off just to pay myself. Yesterday, I didn't pay myself in Disney, and that was a mistake on my part. So I will be looking to get reward 1 on Disney today.
Kansas says Mitch is not worried about taking a dump at a woman's house. LMAO. Listen, I know you're making fun of me, Kansas, but I want you to know I got poopery in my car in the glove compartment. I'm ready to go, unless it's Indian food.
What the heck happened?
I'm just saying. He brought it up. It's Kansas's fault.
Oh, it's Kansas's fault. Sure.
Yeah.
There ain't no candy there, Kansas. There ain't no candy there,
I
bro.
don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so either, man. All right, there's cutting down a little bit lower. I'm looking to see if the Qs want to let go here. There's a bunch on the 5-minute right around the 388.60s here. So I'm going to go ahead and take my shot here in just a second. Looking for a little bit of a click up. If I can get it. It's already going. I'm adding the Netflix right here, guys. So I just took the shot there as I saw the Qs head down there. So taking the shot there, I will add to Netflix on any bounce here. Looking for the takedown on Netflix, and then looking for Disney to keep going lower. XLE, there's the Qs kind of testing there. So maybe today's the day for the SQQQ trade. Man, I've missed that one a couple of times. So a little part of me is thinking about taking the shot here. It would be interesting that the day that NVIDIA reports technology gets smacked, NVIDIA is getting smacked right now. So that's just something to think about here. Doesn't seem too bad out there.
Are you laughing at Lynn?
Yeah. I mean, Lynn and Randy are absolutely hilarious people. They're super nice people too. And they got good taste in food. So there's a lot to like there. Oh man. So, Mitch, you got any gut feeling on NVIDIA earnings today?
Real quick,
You know how I feel about it.
Cracks 5. But I was right, though, in the sense of that 5, you did have rejection, right? So, and I told you could get maybe 30 cents. Look at that. Boom. You got like 40 cents on it. But now we see if it wants to continue making its way or it says, no, sir. No, sir. But there's a 5 rejection, and I'm not a magician. It's just $5 whole number. And you also saw support, crack, resistance. You just got to look left sometime.
They feel you, Z. They feel you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. There's certain foods, you know what I mean?
No one likes to leave the bathroom crying.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Jay Wild.
No comment.
Microsoft heading down fast, guys. That's a good outlook to catch there. That tells me that I'm willing to take more shots and maybe go SQQQ on day trading size. So I'm going to go ahead and play 500
by the way.
here.
NVIDIA broke 500 to the downside. Very quick 3-point move here, 2-point move.
Yep.
I just got 300 of the SQQQs, taking more day trade size here. I'm going to look for a nice little push and then sell into that as I see Microsoft heading for the tanker. Heading for the Zunaid. The Zunaid date.
Oh man.
Look, this is it. Look, this is what happens when you go on that date and you have that Indian.
Let's see. Where is Microsoft?
Look at that Microsoft, man. That's a quick drop.
Yeah. It's testing the lows of the days here in about $1 or so.
Is NVIDIA going to get wild here before its earnings?
I think it might do like a step down, try to lower the bar into the earnings thing. So if it does go down all day today and the earnings come out, then that'll actually help it. versus being strong all day and then going into the earnings and raising the bar even higher. I think that could actually help it get the lift, right? If it pulls back some today.
13, we were watching the NVIDIA at 500 yesterday, and we're watching it to the upside. We saw it break through, pop, move, what, $4 or $5 after that. Now we have the opposite. It's breaking 500 to the downside. We're what, 225 now to that low print to the downside. You think that moves more? You think maybe 495, 490 potential on NVIDIA on that break? We'll see.
Kansas,
495 seems doable. Sorry.
No, you're good. I interrupted you. Kansas, it wasn't me, but I'll absolutely take credit. You're welcome.
I believe the first SGD mention was Crow, but we talked about that. That was not on the list from this morning. We talked about it right off of the scanner. I believe first mention was Crow.
It's that boy Crow. Getting a little bounce here in Netflix. Probably going to add to that in just a second here, guys. That is spiking though fast. Needs to reject 473.80s first. We give it the chance to reject that first, and then I'll look for the ad. Big thing is just to see NVIDIA keep dropping, see Microsoft keep dropping, those types of stocks. If they come back ripping, well, there you have it. We're definitely having a little bit of a wall set up there on the Qs, and this is how the intraday can sometimes catch you as a trader. I know I'm looking at intraday charts right now, but overall, daily charts still have this pullback where it can hold around, let's say, 388, 387s, and then get right back up there. So
I'm not
sure
sure
about the traders, both sides.
Go.
I was just going to say, Jay here, TGTX, all dips getting bought. I noticed that too. Now, here's the thing about TGTX. So first of all, I've got this. I've got a small swing position here in the prop account on TGTX that's working, but I also have calls in my main account because when I first started trading TGTX on the data for its drug whose name I can't pronounce, this thing was in the 20s, and it took a huge haircut after that. No saying this thing can't make a move back to the 20s. Jay, I know you were talking about like in 14, only $1 away from that now. If we get to that 14, I'm still in some calls for this. I'm in the January 15 calls, and we're up pretty good on that, up about 46% on those calls. So I want to see this move to and through 14. Would love for this to get to 15, 16. That was a great call. We talked about TGTX a lot here. Mitch, I got you up. I'm sorry for running you over.
No, you're good, my friend. TGTX, there you guys see it there. It's working.
Yep. It's working. Bristol Myers is not working, unfortunately, but we're going to hang in there. Quality company, trying more of the swing trade approach. If I need to swing something else, I'll free up some space by selling that Bristol Myers.
Added a little bit of Netflix there, and just going to now look for it to not to get through the intraday high. And so if it does get through the intraday high, that'll stop me out, but that will push the Qs probably back above VWAP here. So we're already getting that attempt. Just be careful out there, traders. The Qs are just fighting, and there's definitely a wall of buying going on around the 388.30s. You would think that would be the washout spot, but that's where I see a lot of wicks. Wicks can be tricks, and I think there's some buying setting up there. Now let's see what happens. Does it come back to VWAP, or does it break through the 388?
Let's see. What are you going to do? Market looks like it wants to like continue trying to break above, but it just is struggling, staying below.
SOXS at the highs here. So some of these short, how does that compare to the Qs? SQQQ. Let me take a look at that here real quick. That's okay. So that's still up a little bit. SOXS at the highs here, though. Definitely buying the levered bear semiconductor ETF. To me, that suggests bad news for NVIDIA.
But we'll see. Stopped out right here on Netflix. The second stop out in 2 days on Netflix. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, as you've got the market bouncing, I know you're experiencing that as well. 45.50 seems to be resistance on the futures of the SPY.
got hit
Gotta get
there, and
above
the
that.
Qs are not even above VWAP. So it just goes to show you that Netflix is just staying strong against the market.
Yeah, I mean, it has a bit of relative strength in terms of how much it's down compared to the market itself. I'm waiting for. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned VWAP. I'm still waiting for the market to tag VWAP. I don't think it's going to be a positive day. I don't really care if it is. I'm just playing this bounce and hoping that we get a tag. You can see on my screen to this VWAP. So far, we haven't gotten it, but got to get above this 45.50. 45.50 is the way to go. SGD knife. $5.
Shot trading up to its VWAP on shot.
Shot. Look at that. $5 here too. So that's 2 stocks where you've got the whole number there. Now let's see if it's because of any previous resistance that this stock may have had.
Yeah, it is.
All the way back till 2021. Looks like you get a bit of resistance here at 491. But yeah, you got to pay attention to those whole numbers. Now, obviously, it's not magic. You got to have a lot more to it. For me, the best play was SGD on that 5 because you had its support, broke down, resistance, 5. It was just perfect. If I had shares available, I would have traded it, but I don't.
Yeah, I like shot actually to the downside some point later today. Daily chart tells me that it could be an easy short target.
Summers, it took me a minute because I was like, wait, I didn't even say my gut tells me the stock is going here and there. And then I read your quotations and then I got it. Funny guy. Or gal. I don't know. But, let's see. It's continuing trying to bounce. Can we get over the 45.50s? Thoughts on traders caught short on that fake Media Matters hoax? I am not familiar with what you're referring to, Jay. I don't know if any of the other crew is, but I'm not.
I've been following the Media Matters thing, but I don't understand the caught short on it whole thing. I think, did you mean they were shorting Tesla because of that and they got caught short on Tesla? Is that what you mean?
And Tesla also has the cyber truck. I think that people are just ignoring. It's just next week, the release of the cyber truck. So just to put that out there.
I've let my feelings on the Cybertruck be known.
No, but it's still going to give it the lift, right? I mean, it's the first delivery. I mean, I wouldn't be shorting it here in front of that if I know it's a week out. I think you're a little bit late if you're trying to short Tesla now. And if you're trying to do it on political statements,
yeah, they're talking about Tesla.
The market doesn't give a two rat's ass about political comments. I mean, it doesn't even care about war lately. It literally shrugs it off. They
were talking about Tesla. It seems Jay said Tesla Z. So yeah, I'll be honest. I haven't caught up. I haven't. That's the first. This is the first time I'm hearing of Media Matters.
Yeah, I believe that Elon tweeted a couple of days ago that they had a lawsuit ready for either yesterday or today. I'm not actively following this like with every update, but I think what Jay's referring to here is that people were shorting Tesla, thinking that that lawsuit is either not going to work or go negatively, and then they're going to try to profit off shorting. I don't know.
We've got a bumper sticker here. Appreciate that, Rustam.
Appreciate it. What is that? Epcot in the back?
Kraken. Hey, Kraken. I mentioned this earlier. Someone go ahead and chart Kraken. I didn't see anything. It's just a 20-cent penny stock, but
I don't really see anything. I mean, you're testing like the lows of a few days ago, but not much. We can kind of scale out or zoom out rather. Yeah, okay, maybe not that much. Good God.
Disney, go through the 94s so I could take some profits, man.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, I'm just keeping an eye on here, right? So you got to bounce at the same support level where you had it on November 16th, which is about last week or so. So if you're looking to play this, maybe you go ahead and cut your losses if it breaks 16. And then after that, I think you've got maybe 10 cents as support. But that's kind of what I see. Not my expertise. So these aren't the type of stocks I typically have to play.
Yeah, and I would stay away from this one too. I don't believe in Kraken at all. Real quick, Jay is saying here, you have to understand that X and Tesla are both Musk. So again, Elon used his Tesla shares to finance the purchase of Twitter, which is now X. So that's how they're related. Yeah, I saw that, but I'm not necessarily following that. That would be interesting if that were people caught short. Oh, excuse me. People caught short in this, maybe? I don't know. I'm not trading around that headline. I would stick to Tesla on just a technical thing. It hasn't gone great for me anyway.
Market cannot get above that 45.50. Look at that.
No, I think we probably go lower here, don't you?
Nvidia is leading the way to the downside. Microsoft also still weak, and they're trying to crack here. Finally getting a little crack there in Disney through the 94. Let's see if we can get through it actually going towards like 93.80s.
ANGH. Let's see if this can get over 240 here in ANGH.
Qualcomm looking interesting. Also, that's dropping fast today. That might look like a decent short here, especially at 127s. See if I can get a little bounce here and then get short some Qualcomm.
ANGH took some of that size at 40 here. Let's see if it breaks above 41. I got some more size there at 45. We'll see if that falls here. ANGH. Crow saying brace yourselves. So we need to get through 45 here. Yanked it right back down. Big yank here at ANGH. Let's see if it can stabilize and move back through that high here, Crow. Add would be at the VWAP 224.
All right, fellas. My dry cleaner closes at 10:30, so I got to go
Your
pick up
dry
my
cleaner
clothes.
closes at 10:30 in the morning?
Yeah, so she goes from 7 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Then she comes back at 4 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Ah, so she cuts out the middle of the day. That's interesting. Okay.
I
Well,
don't know if
Junaid,
that's to
I'll
drop
say
off the clothes and come back or what.
I'll say this. First of all, it's a pleasure having you back. Second of all, safe travels.
Thank you. Yeah.
And
Thank
third
you,
of all, get some good toilet paper, my friend.
actually, Bidet Life. Shout out. If there's a bidet company out there, invest in it. Bidets are the greatest thing in the world. I'm not gonna lie to you. But no, man, it should be fun. You know, I will say this. I'm glad I got a chance to come back. It's Thanksgiving. Everyone's always thankful for everything. I'm thankful for you two, for all the love that you guys show me on the show, the Slack, and of course the chat as well. It's always a blessing to come hang out with y'all. But we'll do it again soon. Appreciate y'all.
Have a good one, Junaid.
See ya.
All right, he's hopping, guys. Like always, check him out, of course. And he does do a lot of esports. So if you guys are interested in esports, check him out. He's in the NBA scene. So you guys play a little NBA 2K action, definitely hit him up. He does some pretty interesting stuff with esports. So check him out, like always, guys. All right, let's keep going. Ryan, what do we got today? I do need to readjust that screen, so just give me a second here.
You take your time. You take your time. Let's put up pro.
Yeah, I'll try to put a pro here. Just give me
Here
a
we
second
go.
here.
So we can leave this up. I'll go ahead and use this. You do whatever adjustments you need to make here.
All right, I'll do that right now.
And by the way, so we just talked about that. Shot is going here. So all of you that were patient in shot, let's see if it actually takes out 5. Remember, we got rejected and had a huge knife at 5 last time. Right through 5. You see that this time? Now, I'm not in this. I'm not playing this one, but holy moly, right through 5. That all the way up to 523, it looks like is the high print on that candle. Yeah, 523. Shot, big move here on shot. Who's all in this one? There has got to be people in this one. Bex, are you trading this one? Shot, big move there.
All right, that should be fixed there. The life of doing
shot is halted. Halted to the upside here. Halted to the upside on shot.
There you go.
Great job for all of you that were on this one.
Shot,
Great job.
Shot.
There you go. You got Mitch singing. That's how good this was. Mitch out here singing now.
I don't know how you guys take this one today, guys. I'll tell you the truth. This thing just looks like a short to me, but hey, to each his own, right? That's the fun part of playing penny names. It's just crazy extended up there towards 523s now. We'll see. Can it keep going? It can. There's no guarantee that it turns around. Taking a look at the Qs to see if we're really going to start leaking here. And there's the leak through the 388. So that's making me feel confident about the SQQQs. I'm going to step up to the plate here to see if we actually get some downside turn. But if the Qs come back through VWAP, that's where it's just like, damn, the freaking wall of algo buying is still holding it up. And it seems like there's a wall there because it just keeps getting bought up. And so what do I mean by that? So when I see the price action that's going through major levels, but then it immediately starts working its way back, that shows me more like a wall setting up of buying. So it's going through the major levels, filling, and then it comes back up. So that just tells me more and more. It seems like we're fighting the algos right here to the downside, but let's see if we can actually break it on the downside here.
ANGH right back on here. For 245.
All right, guys, I'm going to add in a second.
Size.
I am adding to SQQQs in just a second here at 1604s. At that point, I'll hold 16s. There you go. Full size here, day trade position, 500 shares, 1603s. Looking for this to kind of hold like 1598 pullbacks, 1597s. I won't go underneath that now. Setting stop at 1595s. Looking for the rip. Disney, go down one more level there for me.
ANGH. Okay, here's 250. We got some size at 250 on ANGH. Next spot, I have 253. Is that what we had at the top of this candle? 254, 253, 253. Your pre-market high on this first candle, and then 299 on the other one. Let's see if we can get through 250 here. ANGH. My price is 239. Would love to see it pop through 250 here. We can close that one up.
Buddha, you seeing similar action too? Yeah, and the key here is just we don't know exactly, right? But we can kind of see it, right? The Qs break through a major level and it bounces. It breaks through a major level, it bounces. Major level, it bounces. So this is where sometimes technical traders get caught because they're going off of the purely technical trade versus what is literally appearing, which is kind of buying at support, which normally doesn't happen, right? Let's just be honest. Normally, when you break down major levels, you're looking for the continued breakdown, right? And that's not what we're getting here on the Qs. Qs keep recovering. So this is when I might have to just take the gains. You see how it breaks down, and then look how fast it comes back up. So on the 5-minute, you'll see how much there's wicks here. You see how there's wicks. It breaks down this 388 40s, wick. So unless we can close below some of these wicks, that's going to be the sign of a let go. But for right now, it seems to me like there's a wall of buying here. And if that does happen, I'm on the wrong end of the stick. So we'll find out. What's green today? You got basic materials, healthcare, industrials slightly red, financials slightly red. Technology is down about 0.3. Energy is down about 0.49. Looking to see if we're going to get these Q takedown or not. It just seems to slow down here. Every time we get down into 388, like the teens right here. So let's see what happens on 388. Stocks that are doing well in the Qs, you got, of course, Tesla, D-Dog, Melly, Team, Fortinet, Workday, Intuit, Lululemon. See what else is doing well. There's the Qs coming down a little bit there, finally breaking it. Do we hold down there, or will it wick all the way back? That's what I'm looking at. Shot coming down after opening. A little part of me wants to short shot, but it's too early. I'd wait till the retail traders kind of leave, which is in the, like kind of that 12 o'clock to like 2 p.m. time. So wait for those traders to let it go is what I'll be looking at. But right now, I wouldn't get in front of it. We'll see what happens. I just like it off of daily levels. Next stop from here could be a move even all the way up there towards like 7.
Shots trying to bounce off that 5 level.
Yeah, it's trying to hold that 5 level. That it went to 480s. VWAP is around 469, so definitely would want to see that hold. But the pullback of the trend line there on the 5-minute completely makes sense. So it's just holding the trend pullback there off the 480s. Let's see if it holds 5 here. Disney could come back to VWAP 94.40s. So I'm just keeping that in mind. It'll still keep me in the green there, so I'm just going to keep working it. But here's the Qs now to 387.74. So at least glad I went after the SQQQ here. Now I'm in the green, up about just a little bit here. So we're looking to try to make back some of that money.
SQQQ at high is looking like it wants to go higher here too, Mitch. So I still think that that's good. I think that's a good spot there.
Yeah, I did day trading size. So what I want to do is kind of like get like the first pop here, and then take half off and then just break even on the rest, right? Just trying to get that momentum push. It's not that I'm saying that, we're going to get a huge breakdown, but we are breaking down a little bit. And I thought that by now would be closer towards like 1630s or 1640s. So I'm looking for that kind of pop. Really wouldn't even want it to go back through 16. It's just been stair stepping, and let's see it drive.
Wiss says, would not short shot. Retail loves the product launching next week. Wiss, what type of product is that's launching next week? Like what is it? What is it for?
Yeah, it's good information there, Wiss.
Yeah, like forgive always. My ignorance. Oh, and Mitch, you got the Black Friday banner. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. And like always, guys, definitely let us know, because we don't know every stock in the stock market. Let's just be honest, guys. If you know every stock in the stock market, I mean, holy shit. You'd have to keep up with a lot of names.
Grass. I mean, go touch grass. Do something.
Yeah, man.
Something other than memorize.
But that's why we have a chat, right? That's why you guys can also give your opinion. Let me know. Hey, Mitch, you might be wrong on this because this and this. Those are the types of things that I'm looking for anyways. At the end of the day, I'm never 100% right. I don't think anyone in the world is 100% right. So it's okay to go against opinions. It's okay to go against traders. The key is give your levels and reasoning, right? So like you're saying here that they love a product, just let us know what product and it helps us, right?
Cuts your blood alcohol level after drinking. Oh my.
I've heard of plenty of those though in the past. They've had at least the hangover ones. I know I've tried some of those.
ANGH, again, looking to take out that 250 spot, 249, the intraday high. Definitely some size at 250 still in this. ANGH, let's see if we can get this to pop and go. TGTX still at the highs. Call's looking good on that. Let's go. This call's expiring in January too. I got 2 months on those things.
Not getting the lift off.
I hope it's not Reddit when you mean retail. That's truth.
Looking for at least a little move here on the hourly towards prior resistance. So you can see here, this was kind of the cut through, and then we came back through this. If we could make a move to here, that's going to be where I really like to take some profits off. I'm just looking to see it run here towards like 1630s, 1640s, and I could take majority of it off. Let's go, Q's. Or like how someone said, the Susie Q's donuts. Because supposedly there's donuts by Susie Q. I need to get some of those. Need some donuts in my life.
I don't need any more donuts in my life. They're delicious. And I just like want to have 3 or 4 of them, and they're just not good for you. I don't need anything else in my life that's not good for me.
Why short TQQQ instead of SQQQ? It's easier for me to understand the price action if you just focus on TQQ. It's the same thing, really, at the end of the day. It's just different outlook. I mean,
it's the same thing. It's just different. Deep thoughts with Mitch.
I mean, it's just like a different asset, like different stock, but essentially, I mean, it's just a flip, right? And I'm not shorting the SQQQ. I just want to make that be known here. I'm long the SQQQ. But it's the same thing, Rando. You can just go to the opposite. It's literally like if I wanted to, you grab your screen right now and you just completely flip it. Be the same thing.
Come on, ANGH. I see the size at 250, but I see it getting rejected when the price is trading at 248. So I'm wondering if we've got some shenanigans going on here, creating these wicks.
Just looking for one last pop here to take some off here for the SQQQs. Just one more extension here from the Qs. There we go. There's 17s. Can we get into the 1620s at least? This is where it's kind of like hard not to run towards the profit. But I've already lost some for SQQQ this week, so that's why I'm trying to like kind of hang in here right now. Come on, pop above the 1625s. Slowing down right here at 1618s. The Qs are still looking like they're dropping, so just looking for one more last pop here.
Here we go on ANGH. Here's 50. 48 down. Here's 50. ANGH. Let's see if we take this. Book this trade if we do. Up 105 here. Let's go through it. They're taking some of it. Taking some of it. There's more. Here comes some more. They're whittling it down. I think this has got to go, right? We've taken about half the size here, more than half. Here comes the rest of it. Here we go. They're taking it down. Let's pop through and close this bad boy. We might try closing half here and seeing if it runs.
How's NVIDIA doing there? Down to 492s now. Definitely falling off the tape. So look at Microsoft also. These are the two biggest charts I think that are important to this downturn. So they're the ones that led the rally. I think these are the ones that take it down also. So you can see how Microsoft's been leaking there ever since kind of the beginning of the day here. So this is when we first brought it up, when it did the 75 leak. It popped and another leak down. NVIDIA is coming down pretty fast also. So that actually helps this downside action continue. NVIDIA is now down to 492s. It was up above 500. So it's already dropped like more than 10 points there. And this is kind of the similar move that you could see it. If it leaks all day, it's going to actually help it into the earnings. We'll see what happens.
ANGH through, took 500 off there. 500 left here. Booked some of that. Let's go. That trade's working out. Let's go. All right. I got the next side. Oh, sorry, Mitch.
I said, get it.
Next spot here. I've got it at 258, little bit of size there. Up 260, some more size here. Let's see if we can get through this. 255, little bit of size as well. Let's see if we can go ahead. We peeled off half there on that pop through 250. Let's see if they take this down. I'd like to see 55 fall down. We can cut the rest of this here. Nice little trade.
All right, there's the 18s, 19s. Come on, just a little bit more here. It's slowing down.
Q's still at the lows here.
Yeah, it's starting to go sideways now, though. The candles are getting smaller. It's a little bit of sign of concern for me. It is in the 20s for a second, and it gets smacked right back down. Some profit takers right around the same levels that I'm looking at. So got to catch that. It's a decent sized wall here at 1618 that it's struggling to get through.
You want me to put you up?
Yeah, I can. So you guys see that the wall there of 121 versus 51 and 34 on the left. You can see that kind of holding in there, that 618. Looking to see if we can get it above that 618. Q's starting to turn around. That's the smallest bit here. Looking to see if we can get another downside swing here.
ANGH not going to let this go red here. See if it. Yeah, they're trying to take 240 out to the. Oh no. Let's see if we bounce this baby again. No, I'm going to close this out here. It looks like this is going to try to go lower. Book some more gains on that. It's not bad. Two trades, 2 green.
Q's bouncing a little bit here, guys. All right, here's where we could get that next little drive. I'm going to put a stop underneath it here just to kind of give myself a little bit of protection if it does starts to come back to get some of the gains here. But looking for the push through 1620s, continuing up there to 1640s. See if the Qs want to crack here.
Okay. Looking around here.
All right, guys.
And all the way back.
In just a couple seconds here, we're going to get into a little bit of some crypto talk and crypto trading. So if you guys want to stick around or maybe listen in on the action, stick around. We'll still talk some trading. We'll still be doing some trading myself. But I wanted to bring a crypto trader on just to kind of talk a little bit about cryptocurrency, right? I mean, one of the things that I've even thought about is as we continue going and we see more and more kind of coins coming out and, recently Bitcoin getting the lift and then the ETFs that are out there right now, I don't know, man. I might have to dabble in a little bit of some crypto trading. So wanted to give you guys and bring you guys someone that does this a lot more than I do, right? I did it back in 2018 for just a slight second. And what I would try to do is I'd try to catch back in the days when there was like, platform issues. There used to be like these panic dips. And I used to always try to catch those panic dips. So definitely it's interesting to talk about. So we'll get to that action right now in just a second here. Just trying to see where the Qs go, right? If we get another down action, I want to take some profits off. So just waiting for that. And then we'll get to our interview. Like always, smash the like. We're bringing a little bit something different today. Anybody do crypto trading out there in the chat? Someone's talking about Avalanche. Okay. What about a little Solana? Who's got some Solana? Talk a little bit about the action that's going on. And you know what the fun part is? Benzinga Pro has a lot of these charts. So like my TC, it doesn't have it. Caleb says I was adding Solana around 15. What do you guys feel about Ethereum? guys feel Ethereum's still going to take kind of the second place? These are all questions that we can ask, and ask some questions in the chat. We'll definitely get to some of that action coming up. All right. Q's starting to bounce there, so I'm probably going to get my stop at least with half of that filled here, and then just leave the remainder break even. So I'll let you guys know what happens on there. But the Q's are starting to bounce a little bit here, and it could just go right back to VWAP. So even Disney, not paying myself today at that 94 spot. Not the best execution on that aspect, as it is coming right back up here. It's still nowhere near my entrance, but still, I should be paying myself a little bit. I think what it is that I don't have the right size here for Disney. Because the reason I'm not taking the profits is not because of the percentage gain, but more along the net P&L. That's where percentages mean so much. But let's get out of some of this trade the poll action. Let's bring on our interview today. What's up, Ryan? You want to do a little update before?
I just wanted to say one thing before we start talking crypto. This is courtesy of 13. 13 likes to say, you know, with the Chiefs Eagles game yesterday, no Taylor equals Chiefs failure. And that apparently is what we got. I thought that was hilarious. Wanted to shout that out. Good job, 13.
Where's our guy that had the 10 game parlay in the chat?
Oh, he had Eagles minus 2.5. That was Dan.
You should have hit that, right?
I think he did.
All right.
If that's the case, he ain't here because I'm like, he probably
there's a reason why he ain't here, man. I hope he's on the beach somewhere, guys. We'll see what happens, guys.
Yeah,
I did get
should have hit that 10 leg parlay. Should have hit. Oh, Dan, if you're out there, if you're listening with your little drink with the little umbrella and the piece of fruit in it, oh man, have a shot for us.
I love it. I love it, guys. Smash the like, and like always, you guys see trade the pool, buy one, get one free. I'm throwing up the link so that you guys can go ahead and trade what we're trading with right here in front of you guys. But let's go ahead. Let's bring on our crypto trader, and let me just grab his Twitter, man, because this is one of my favorite follows on Twitter, guys. You guys always got to have people that you can kind of that you like their style, right? That you like the way they go about it. And you guys know, I don't follow too many people. And there's a reason why, because the truth is I want my feed strictly based on stock market action, traders that I, you know, kind of can follow a little bit of their information. Of course, do my own due diligence, but let's bring on Default's Trades here. And I just threw up the link in the chat so you guys can check him out. How we doing, Default?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, man? It seems like it's another day in the market where a little bit of a shakeup. Yesterday, we got the Qs just ripping to the upside. Qs coming down today, but we're not here to talk about the Qs, right? We're here to talk a little bit about crypto. First, let's get to know a little bit about you. Why did you get into trading? What got you started? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I got into trading really early. Probably 2011 was my foray into crypto. That was like back before there was exchanges. You had to do all OTC. Like there was no other way. I mean, you can meet in person and stuff like that, but like generally speaking, you had to meet on IRC like channels, and you had to use green dot cards. It was a very sketchy space, but you know, it was great. I think I first started buying Bitcoin around like $7. I mean, I'm just like a tech nerd guy, so like I read the white paper and it was like a no-brainer. You know, you pretty much
right. You probably weren't like me trying to get on the Silk Road with the Bitcoin, but hey, you know how it was back in 2009,
I mean,
the early
like, Silk
days.
Road did play a large factor in its adoption. Like people can't really deny that. It really did play a large factor in its adoption. And I mean, it would have got to where it is today, but maybe not as fast.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about here with that action, maybe do a little research into that. You might be surprised the underworking of really how, you know, I would say Bitcoin came to fame, because that's how I heard about Bitcoin in the first situation. But let's get to the action. Of course, you do some trading action there. So what coins do you like? Do you mainly stick to the top names, or do you mix around? What have you been seeing in the current environment?
So very crazy turn of events today, of course. It's just like on par. SEC announcements, like right as everyone's starting to get all bulled up and everything. You know, as far as that goes, there's a lot of things we could talk about in terms of like, there's a lot of corruption that's like kind of why it has a bad rep. It's a very unregulated space, but along with that, comes, potential crazy gains for myself. I'm a fundamentalist of like, I like Bitcoin and stuff, but do I hold Bitcoin? Like not really that much in terms of long-term sustainability. I'm looking for like explosive gains. So like I like to stick to like the mid caps. So like I'm really bullish on like Render. Solana's good. I mean, they're getting a lot of adoption. Usually like some of the best trading coins are the ones that get faded the hardest. It's kind of just like inversing retail, the same kind of thing with like stock trading. Link, Rune, a lot of these like it's based around like a fundamental analysis, but also like their charts look really good. And this past like 2 months have just been like insane like gains for trading these coins. Like also AVAX, they've getting some like real like mainstream partnerships, like especially with Link. They partnered with the Swift banking system, which is just like crazy. That's about as mainstream as it gets.
Yeah.
I think Render, they just have all kinds of partnerships across the board, especially with like Apple, Microsoft, who now is potentially like the leader in the AI space. It's still unknown, but yeah, for me, I like to like, I don't really mess with the meme coins. You can make like really good money doing that, but if you're going to, don't allocate a lot of capital to that, because you're most likely going to lose unless you're like really, really good at trading, which unfortunately most people in crypto are not. They don't have, it's kind of like a hay fever type market where people just like rush into it thinking it's a gold mine, or they're going to be a millionaire, and they're really just like the exit liquidity for other people. It's an interesting space to say the least. Like I don't trade crypto that often. But when I do, I really match the gas on it, because I see narratives and I see chart setups that are just like no brainers to me. Like every one of these charts that I just mentioned, if you look at like the weekly, they all looked the same, high top, then they like down, consolidating for like months, maybe a year, and just starting to turn up, getting some bullish momentum, the volumes coming in. You see the on-chain data, you see the stable coins starting to flow into the market. And you really want to front run like before it becomes like well known on the timeline, where everyone's like, oh yeah, like all these people start shilling it, and it's like I'm already in position, you don't want to be like looking on the timeline for alpha pretty much most of the time. You have to be able to like go find that yourself.
And you want to be able to sell into that when you see that on the timeline,
Exactly.
right? That's the liquidity you're trying to sell into. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's just like stocks. I got 2 quick questions for you. Number one, do you mine Bitcoin at all on the side?
Not anymore. But I used to mine a lot. Actually mining back in the day, CPUs, GPUs, and then I was like some of the first people to get my hands on ASICs when it was Butterfly Labs was the first people that put them out. And people thought that they were not real because it was theoretical technology, and it was one company in China, and it was like, pay us now and you'll get it later. And I mean, I was like, I mean, this thing's supposedly like 100 times plus better at mining Bitcoin. Like, I'm going to shoot my shot. 6 months later, they arrive at the door, and you could tell, like, if you look on the blockchain, you can just see like blocks just start getting shredded in half. Like, so yeah, I mined a lot of Bitcoin, and but now the requirements, like capital wise for buying the miners, electrical costs, cooling costs, it's just your average person's not going to.
Yeah, the reason I asked is because the mining that I did was part of like NiceHash, was part of the pool, so I could just use my existing computer to do it, but it wasn't anything serious. It was just nice to kind of get some of that. The other thing, you were just talking about that chart formation there on Render and some of those other ones. Is there some type of Bitcoin news that you look for that allows you to identify some of these early? The reason I ask that is because, like you were just saying, when it becomes mainstream, when it becomes critical mass, you want to sell into that strength. Yeah. Is there anything that you look for ahead of this to kind of tell you that this might be where the next bullish move is?
It's kind of like a multi-part system for me. For one, I mean, it seems really simplistic and kind of like I guess most people don't really understand, but like how market structures work and how liquidity cycles like move. And like a big part of that is sentiment analysis, honestly. Like I really do have some like big accounts I follow for inversing.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, whenever I see them like, oh, it's all like they start doom posting, that's when I'm starting to look for bullish setups. Like I'm like, okay, so it also moves in cycles. So yes, you want to see Bitcoin moving first, and traditionally it is the the gold standard, as it were, of crypto. So Bitcoin usually has its first move, and then you have the altcoins that follow through, and then it's like seasonality in stocks. So like it goes Bitcoin, altcoins, and then we're kind of transitioning now into like the meme coins, and NFTs are also going because it's like it's the
The
highest risk.
NFTs, baby, they're
Yeah,
back.
it goes in like from the most stable assets downward. So
Yeah.
now meme coins and NFTs are the most high risk assets. That also comes with like the highest gains potentially or the highest liquidations. So, take your pick. I like to stay in the middle because that's where you're going to get the best risk to reward, in my opinion. Like I said, if you pull up Avalanche, AVAX, if you pull up Link, they consolidated for like a year and a half, which is nuts.
Yeah.
Like all these charts are like almost the same, but yeah. Also, when you start seeing mainstream partnerships like Citibank, like all these people that have been saying it's a scam for so long are now starting to pretty much come to the table and talk and be like, this technology might be useful for us, actually. All this on-chain analytics, it's a public ledger. It's all it is at the end of the day. It's like, I mean, Link is different. Link is honestly, unfortunately, probably my favorite long-term bullish setup because it is like, it's payment abstraction. So it's like the interoperability of all blockchains. So instead of having to have a bunch of Ethereum or AVAX or whatever for paying for gas fees on all these different blockchains, Link is going to basically like do all that on the back end. And it's going to be like being able to, I guess, swap to Link and handle all these cross-border payments. So that's pretty much why like I'm really bullish on that long term. And the partnerships are just like, you can't deny that. Swift banking system is just, it's insane. It's what XRP wanted to be basically, but they didn't handle their ICO properly, and SEC lawsuit and all that good stuff. But yeah, crypto, it's pretty much considered, for most people that know what's going on, you can't say it's a scam anymore. There are scams within the ecosystem, but at large, blockchain is here to stay. It's but take your pick, do your research. There's a lot of research to do, but there's still some catalysts in the market. Like it's well known that Binance is kind of like FTX 2.0.
Yeah, I mean,
At
there's
a
not much
larger
trust.
scale. At a larger
There's not
scale.
much trust in the bigger. Do you have a preferred platform that you like out there?
I mean, idealistically, I would love to just like trade straight on decentralized exchanges. The problem is that the lack of on and off fiat ramps, which
Yep.
makes the spreads wider, makes the fees larger, which makes it unpalatable for like most retail. However, you do centralized exchanges, now you have to start trusting the holder of your crypto. And I got hit on FTX. I got hit on Mt. Gox. I've been hit a million times, but you got to like learn to, don't keep that much capital on there, pull your profits. And DEXs are starting to become more and more palatable. They're like starting to like have some outlier on and off fiat ramps. So I'm moving more in that direction because ultimately you want to control your own money. This isn't like this is not Wall Street, like where you don't have to worry about them rugging you.
Yeah.
It can happen. It does happen quite frequently, and it hurts. I lost like 50% of my capital when FTX went down. So whether I get that back in litigation or not, I'm not really betting on that. But if it happens, it's nice. But you learn a lesson every time, and that's same for trading stocks. You just want to like progressively take these lessons and improve. And don't make the same mistake again. Don't keep 50% of your money on an exchange in the Bahamas. That's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, and I love the honesty. You know, you've been here from very early on. You've dealt with the ups and downs, but that hasn't scared you away. And I think that's important for traders out there to understand. There's a reason why. There's a lot of opportunity in this space, and it's still kind of, I would say, I'm not going to say it's unknown, but it's still something that's relatively new compared to, you know, what we deal with trading
Yeah,
stocks on a daily basis. And so with that uncertainty comes risk and reward, right? And I think that that's
exactly.
important for everyone to understand. There's a reason why people go to it, because there is that reward available, but there's also a lot of uncertainty with regulation, with bad players, you know,
And I
pure
actually have
FTX.
I've been like saying this lately. It's kind of been like my thesis is that this is, as far as bull runs go, whenever it starts, because this probably isn't really the beginning of the next bull run, and whether it's equities or crypto or whatever.
Mhm.
This, especially for crypto, is probably the last upcoming bull run to really make like insane life-changing gains, because you have institutions doing massive accumulation. You know, you see
Yeah.
like the Bitcoin spot ETF coming up. They're going to be accumulating so much that it's going to become the main holder of these assets, and the
Exactly.
regulation, it's not going to be like the Wild Wild West, pretty much where it is now, where you could just like do whatever you want. It's like they don't know what's going on. They don't know I have money over here. They don't know I made these gains. They don't. I can rug these people, and so this is pretty much like the last one to really like maximize your profits.
I
It
agree.
doesn't mean like the opportunity is going to go away. You know, like you said, risk is what you pay for opportunity. You know, if you don't have any risk in the game, like you're not going to get any reward. You know, sure, you can go get a 401k, Roth, or whatever, do whatever you want, but like that's not me. Like I have a
Yeah.
Roth and I trade it with options, but it's all about understanding your risk and defining it and staying within that so it's sustainable. Like when I first got into options, it was like a vastly different market than crypto, you know, because with crypto, you have the equivalent. They do have some options, but it's kind of fleeting. Perpetual futures. So it's like a futures contract, but forever. It's perpetual. So it doesn't roll over like it does with like ES and stuff like that. With
Yeah.
options, it was like a hard and steep learning curve with learning, you know, the Greeks, implied volatility, all this stuff that you have to factor in. You don't just find a good spot to buy and find your leverage and then let it go. No, it's like it's a lot more to analyze. But I found that I do like trading stocks more than crypto because of the volatility is consistent. Every morning at 9:30 open, you could find volatility somewhere, and that's what you should be seeking is volatility. That's where your profit potential is at. You don't, I mean, sure, you could find some slow grind up, like 4 month swing. That's not me personally. I can't stand those kind of trades. It's just, I guess it's not within my risk model. I like my money fast. I like my gains fast. And that's, you know, everyone's different.
Love it.
You,
Love it. In the chat, loving it here too, Ryan. Any last comments, you can go ahead. But I wanted to give you the shout out. The chat definitely enjoying this conversation. In and out game, like Kansas is saying, also some solid guidance there. And like I've thrown up the link in the chat multiple times here. Let's give some Default a nice follow, and you guys can keep up with him. Like I said, one of my favorite follows. So definitely give him some
Appreciate it.
love
Appreciate
out
it.
here. And Ryan, any final comments
yeah,
before we get the fall out of here?
Yeah, actually quickly becoming one of my favorite Bitcoin follows as well. You earned another one here today.
Appreciate it, man.
Doubly so using Leet Speak in your handle. Let's go. I don't think we see enough of
Yeah, no, probably
that.
not. You know, some people know my past. It's kind of, you know, iffy, but you know, now I'm just strictly trading. I love it. It's probably one of the only professions where you have unlimited upside,
Yeah.
and you can't really point to any other profession. I've racked my brain and I can't think of it. You could only sell a certain amount of things, and I mean, you can trade as much and make as much profit as your own skill set will allow.
And it's one of those things where you get out of it what you put into it, right? If you put a lot into it, you can get a lot out of it. If you're lazy about it, nothing might happen. That's really good stuff. Really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me. It's always good to come on and talk and share. That's like one of my things. Like you see on Twitter, I try to share as much as I can because it's like, I wish I had someone like that to help me navigate the space. You know what I mean?
That's what I always say, right? As long as we can just like pay it forward for the next person that's trying to learn and even just help them bend the learning curve just a little bit so they can get faster than what probably we had to take, right? Learn it over years and years of experience.
So much money.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it is. You guys give them a follow. We'll always bring you back. Default. The door's open for you, my friend. If you want to come and do some trading action, if you want to come talk back some crypto, hey, the door's open for you, man. So love talking to you, and definitely we'll keep up with you guys. You guys keep up with my man. Have a great one. Default. Take care.
Y'all take it easy, man.
Thank you. Take care, man.
All right. I'm glad I just brought something a little change for us, right?
I loved it.
Something a little different, right?
Hopefully you'll have him back. He's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love the conversation. I loved all the kind of different aspects that he brought in there. And you guys can see it. He's more of a tech guy that is enjoying this action, right? He got into it because you can see his knowledge in tech. And I think those are the types of guys that I really like in the crypto space, right? The tech guys, because those are the guys that understand this.
They're doing the deep dive. They're figuring the stuff out. Absolutely, Mitch. Absolutely. Yeah. And the other thing I really liked about what he said there is that as a trader, whether it's Bitcoin or stocks, you're looking for volatility. That's what you're looking for. That's where you're going to be able to make the money. So we talk a lot about some of the different strategies here. One of the I don't like day trading, but one of the whole reasons that I do it is because the market presents that for me, and I need that volatility in order to try to make gains. Looks like he's doing the same thing. So awesome stuff.
All right, guys, we're going to start wrapping it up. It's 10:59, so that's it. I will just let you guys at least know the update on mine. I did just keeping Disney for right now. It's coming back on me. SQQQ is still kind of working here, so I'm leaving that break even. We'll see what happens if it does want to get the run or not. Markets battling, going back and forth today. Be careful, guys. There's going to be definitely swings, and NVIDIA can change it all tonight. So don't miss that. Of course, we will have NVIDIA's earnings report right here, our earnings call right here on Benzinga. Don't miss the conference call later today. We'll see you guys over there. Smash the like. It's always good to have you, Ryan. I'll let you go ahead and hop, my friend. And like always, guys, check out Trade the Pool. Buy one, get one free deal. Where else are you guys going to get that? I'm going to throw that link up one last time, and we'll get you guys over. Coming up next, you got Benzinga Live. Don't go anywhere, team. Smash the like. All right, we're going to keep going, team. We'll see you next time right here, of course, and hit the like always. We're going to keep battling here on live trading. It's never easy, never one way. There's always a lot more for you guys, and what should I put on? Oh, a classic Hoch nade today. If you guys don't know, my man Zunade, or should I name him Hochzade here? We'll see you next time, team.
What they want, what they need.